Good morning. I'd like to kick this one off with a personal thanks to one of my subscribers and viewers, Mr. Cool Hand Luke 01. Now you may recall on my previous upload that I planted some first early potatoes in buckets, a variety called Swift, and in my wisdom, trying to counteract me forgetting to water them, I added some water retaining gel. Well, Mr. Cool Hand Luke left a comment saying that in his opinion they was toxic. So I did a bit of research on the internet, and there's mixed feelings about them. Some people say yes they are, and some people say no. So I decided to err on the edge of caution, and the following morning I emptied the buckets again, swilled the tubers off, washed the buckets out and replanted it with fresh compost. So once again, Mr. Cool Hand Luke 01, thanks very much for your comment. This is the bucket. I've taken the tubers out, and there they are. I will be washing them and also the bucket before I replenish them in new soil. But this compost won't go to waste. I'll be saving this in a bag and possibly using it in my hanging baskets where I'll be potting on some tuberous begonias a bit later on. Well, good morning all. Just put it in the picture. Shortly after posting my last update, I'd got all the next week planned out by, first of all was sorting the second part of the new bed out, and then I've got a lot of seed sowing to do. However, as soon as I started digging the new bed, I'd laid dug a trench out. I'd got a wheelie bin full of horse manure that I was going to empty in, so I brought that down, laid it down, and I went to lift it up to slide it in, and wham, my back locked up. Both the muscles each side of my spine just felt as though somebody had got them in a vice, and for about 3 days after, I've been in agony, hardly any sleep, 2 or 3 hours in the night, turn over and but it's getting a bit easier now, but it has laid me back a week. But the weather's not been too kind anyway. It's very, very cold, and it's trying to snow now. I'm going to lay off trying to carry on with this bed for the next day or two until my back is back 100%. And I've still got a few seeds and that sowing, so I'll try and get them done. This is the bed in question, and I just dug the first trench out, started to put the manure in, and that's when it happened. But really it was my own fault. Normally when I'm digging I wear an elasticated belt. It's quite good back support. However, on this occasion I didn't put it on. It was a cold morning and I'd started digging straight away, so really I've only got myself to blame for that. Continuing on from where we finished in the last upload, I'll be sowing the first lot of leeks. These are called Autumn Giant. I'm sowing them in quite a deep pot here. The norm seems to be these polystyrene boxes now, but I don't seem to be able to get none. So this is a deep pot. It's one's actually had a rose in it. But this is the first sowing. I plan to do another sowing probably around about end of April-ish, May. And there's a guy on our plot who's done that, and he's got some lovely leeks now still in the ground. Using the trusty seed sower, I'm just going to scatter some onto the surface now. It's amazing how many people have commented on the seed sower, and so it's just a bit of card folded in half, and it is quite accurate really for your seeds. It does do an even spread. So I've got a couple of proper seed sowers, but I find this a lot better and more easy to use. Friday morning is our traditional day for doing the weekly shop, and today we paid a visit to Morrison's. While I was having a browse around, I couldn't be attracted by, found these 40 Red Baron onion sets for £1. That's 2.5p each. Looking at the bulbs, the sets are really firm. Well, I've got Red Baron as onion seeds. They seem a bit slow coming, so I thought I'll take a flyer on these, although I had said last year I wasn't going to grow any sets during the spring anyway, but for 2.5p each, I couldn't resist it. So that's the Red Baron sets I've planted up. I managed to get 36 decent bulbs, and altogether there's about 43 in. Morning all, it's Sunday the 6th of March, and for all you mums out there, happy Mother's Day. Today I'm going to be starting sowing some seeds. I've got on there, I've done a couple of trays already. There's Ishikura, the Japanese bunching onions, and also some white Lisbon onions. So I'll be sowing those trays to start with. This is just normal seed compost. It's a bag I've got in the greenhouse. It's had from the local garden centre before I picked my Levingtons up, so I thought I'd use this first. So I just pop that into the tray. It's a quite quick clear off the top, and all I do now is put a couple of little depressions in the top of the seed tray ready to sow the seeds. This is a technique I got off a guy who's been on the internet. He's a chap named Klaus Leitenberger, and he's a really good practical gardener. If you search on YouTube, he's got a few on there. He usually does them under the banner of GIY Ireland. Using the trusty seed sower, I'll be putting around about 10 seeds into each hole, and then just cover them up, water them. As they grow, I'll put them out into the bunches, just leave them as they are and let them spread each other out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the 10 cells done now, so I'll just give them a cover up, and then we can just give them a drink. I'll be doing another tray of 12 of the Japanese bunching onions, which are very similar, called Ishikura, and I'll be following these up. Okay, so that's them all covered up. Just give them a quick water. And that's the onions done. Next up, lettuce. This is a cell for the lettuce. It's just a 9 cell with normal seed composting. I've just put a slight depression in the top of here rather than I did for the other ones, the Japanese onions and that. What I do, I'll sow 1 seed into each cell and let that come out as 1 head of lettuce. This variety's Webb's Wonderful, which is like a fairly big leaf with a tight head on it. And so sowing 1 seed in here, you can actually just leave it as it is. It'll germinate like that, but I tend to just put a sprinkle of very, very fine vermiculite on the top. The main thing with this is to keep it wet all the time, don't let it dry out. And the other thing is lettuce tend to get dormant if the temperature's too high. I think it's about 24, 25 degrees. Anything above that and the lettuce won't germinate, so just keep your eye on the temperature as well. I've popped the seed into each cell, and now I'll just give it a light little sprinkling with very, very fine vermiculite, and then water it in. The big mistake I usually make with lettuce, I tend to sow them too many in a glut, and they all come together. So this year I'm determined to sow these 9 cells about every 2 to 3 weeks, and hopefully that'll keep me in a good supply throughout the season. And just a light dusting of vermiculite over the top of the seed. once that's watered in, it'll be ready to go. I've just done another cell tray of 9 of lettuce. It's a cost called Little Gem. Use exactly the same method, a little depression and a fine sprinkling of very fine vermiculite. Next up is a beetroot, a good old variety called Bolt Hardy, one of my favourites. And this is a 12 cell tray. What I do is dig it down to the first joint in your finger. I usually do 2 sowings of beetroot, one about now and the other one probably the end of Aprilish, which we tend to use over the winter because they do store quite well. These all get pickled, and we really do enjoy the pickled beetroot. Just stick a seed of the beetroot is pretty unique really, because each one of them seeds contains 2 or 3 different separate seeds, so when you plant it you'll get actually 3 seeds up. Some people plant the whole lot out and leave the beetroots to sort themselves out. For the first crop of mine I tend to thin them down to 1 seed, and you tend to get a little bigger bulb of beetroot. Anyway, everyone to their own thing. Just pop one in the cell and you cover it up, water it, and that's it. Next up we got some celery. This is a variety, the one I usually grow every year. It's called Latham and it's a self-blanching variety. I've grown this for 2 years now and I've had really good success with it, although some people, whatever they try, don't seem to be able to grow celery. I just put this in there, and to be honest, last year I actually neglected it. It had gone all straggly, but I just pricked them out into a 24 cell tray and they thickened up, popped them out, and had a really good crop. Looking at the seed on here, it's very, very fine, so it's a surface sown seed. I'll just pop this over the top of here. Just broadcast. There's way too much for what I need, but I'll give the rest away probably. Somebody to prick out as and when they like. I've pre-dampened the soil on this. I've firmed it down a little bit, sprayed it with a fine mist just to give these seeds something damp to contact. And so you can actually leave it like that, but as usual I've got some fine vermiculite which will give it a little dusting over the top. And that's about all we need on that. Up like that, and we'll give them a little spray. That's another one on the list. The last sowing for today is going to be the old pointed cabbage, Faithful, called Greyhound. Again, it's 9 cell tray with seed composted. I just put a little depression in, about 1/2 inch, well 3/8 deep, 10 millimeters, and I'll sow a couple of seeds in each one and I'll thin them out to the weakest. I'll just fill the seed holes in now and give them a little bit of water, and that's that done for today. What a lovely spring morning. Although I've got still quite a few seeds to sow, I thought to take advantage of the decent weather and get a few barrel loads of well rotted horse manure. There's a couple of beds I still need to cover. I'm well wrapped up with a good few layers. and this time I've remembered my back support, so all should be fine. I'm not sure how well you'll see this, but it's absolutely beautiful stuff. This is really well rotted. It's about 10 months old, and so this bin was gradually worked its way down. It's rotted a lot down, but I've also had quite a few barrel loads out. And I've got the bin next door, excuse me shadow, that's still quite full, and I've started filling the big bin on the end, that's actually 8 foot deep, so it holds good, probably 60-70 barrel loads that does. Bottom board out, and just to show it on here, there's some lovely red wrigglers in there. Well, that's the bed fully manured. All I do now is put a little black plastic sheet on, leave it for a couple of weeks, and let the worms do the job. And after that, I'll get a little rake and a top dressing with some rock dust before planting it. Doing now, but that's the other bed I've just done and manured. So it's just coming up to 4 o'clock now. And if you think I've been sitting around drinking tea all day, you're wrong, because I've done another bed over here. Excuse the shadows. That one's all dug, manured, and the cover's over there, ready to be put on. A few bricks on the top, and that's another one on the list crossed off. Well, that about brings this another episode to an end. Today has been a really good day. I've had a good day sorting the beds out. It's a day what I always call a bonus day. I remember when I was at work, I'd look out the window and see the sun shining and think, I wish I was somewhere else. And, well, I am somewhere else now. I'm on the allotment and really enjoy what I'm doing. If you hadn't forgot, this weekend is the edible garden show. It's at Stoneleigh Park in Warwickshire. I shall be going on Saturday, although the show runs on Friday till Sunday. And if you see me around the show, come say hello, give us a knock, and we'll have a chat and that. I plan to be on the horticultural stand, Sean and Vivi stand, about 11:30. I'll be calling in there and having a word with those guys for an hour or so. And they say, if you're about, come up and have a chat with us, and we can have a natter and talk some gardening. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye for now.